The movie begins with a man desperately seeking shelter from a group of pursuers on a dark, rainy night near New Orleans. Despite knocking on doors, he's met with silence and fear from the residents. The pursuers, riding motorcycles and in cars, use advanced weapons, including a high-tech crossbow, to track him down. They manage to graze him with an arrow, causing a minor injury. The man keeps running, encountering obstacles like a fence, and runs to a river nearby while the leader of the pursuers, Emile Falcon, watches from a car. Falcon instructs his client that they won't be able to kill him if the man reaches the river. However, the hitman shoots him with another arrow, this time in the chest. Despite the injury, the man removes the arrow, fights back by throwing a bomb toward his enemies, and makes his way to the river. More arrows hit him, but he continues running until he's fatally struck by an arrow that passes through his chest, damaging his dog tag and causing his body to fall into the river from a bridge. The pursuers recover his body, and one loots a money belt from him. Falcon reflects on the chase with his hitman, questioning whether the excitement justified the man's death. The hitman feels satisfied with his hunt, and another group member closes the deceased man's eyes using his shoe. A young woman named Natasha Binder arrives in town from Detroit searching for her father. She goes to her father's former residence, but meets the landlady instead. The landlady explains that Nart's father left due to financial difficulties as he was fired from work and left behind a box of photos. He left a note saying he would return for the box once he could afford the rent again. The landlady tells Nat that her father was a great and gentle man, and she let him stay for a while even without paying the rent. The box holds pictures of young Nat and her mother, and the landlady suggests Nat search for him in charity homes and institutions in the city. Nat explores local charity missions and soup kitchens to find her father, meeting a man, Elijah, who recognizes him from the picture she shows but reveals he hasn't been around lately. Unable to gather more information, Nat heads to the French Quarter, where, at a rundown diner, she needs to make a call but realizes she only has dollars for a payphone that requires coins. Her overflowing wallet's contents draw the attention of some dangerous-looking men in the diner as she hands the cashier $1 to get change. As she steps out of the restaurant to her car, the men surround her, attempting to rob her. When one of the thieves hits her, Chance Boudreau, who happened to be in the diner, intervenes. He defeats the thieves with impressive martial arts skills, returning Nat's wallet to her. He advises her to be cautious about displaying her wallet in New Orleans. Nat gets captivated by Chance standing up for her and helping strangers. Nat goes to the police station to find all the police officers participating in a strike. She finds only one woman, Mitchell, working and tells her she needs to file a missing persons report. The officer tells her to come tomorrow, but Nat insists on filing a report. When she asks for a picture, Nat shows a very old picture, and the officer asks for a more recent one. Nat tells him that her parents divorced 20 years ago, and her father has been homeless for a while. The officer tells her that the father needs to be missing from a place, and she can't report someone missing if they don't have a place to return to. Nat gets angry and storms off. She finds Chance at a seaport and offers to pay him $100 daily for being her guide. But Chance denies the offer as he gets selected for the men who get the boat, saying he will be out of the city on sale for the next few months. Just as he is about to get onto the cruise, he is stopped because he has $217 in debt. Anyone with debt cannot go on the cruise, so they reject him at the last moment. The ship sails in a week, and Chance promises to return by then with the money. Chance quickly finds Nat, who is still in the area, and tells her that he will help her find her father for 2 days, and she will pay him exactly $217. Nat accepts the offer and starts to drive around the town. Nat opens up to Chance, sharing that her parents divorced when she was 7, and her father moved away, maintaining their connection through letters and calls. However, the letters suddenly stopped 3 weeks ago, prompting her search. Chance takes her to a place where homeless people are being fed, and they find Elijah, who reveals that he saw a bag resembling her father's at a second-hand shop. They track down the bag and discover Nart's letters and a picture of her parents. Despite finding some explicit newspapers, Chance explains they were likely used to make money, not for personal interest. They visit the obscene newspaper seller, Randall, who appears to react oddly upon hearing Douglas Binder, Nat's father's name. He denies any knowledge and dismisses them. Nat contemplates revisiting Randall as she suspects he knows something important, but a police officer interrupts and informs them that Nart's father's body has been found. Speaking with homicide detective Marie Mitchell, they learned that the remains were discovered in a burned warehouse. Due to his homeless status, it's assumed he was squatting and tragically perished in the fire. The body's identification was made through dental DNA analysis. That night, Randall faces a dangerous encounter with Falcon and Pick. Falcon holds a knife to Randall's neck, revealing that Randall had sent Douglas Binder instead of the man they requested. Pick cuts Randall's ear as a punishment, and Randall explains he sent Binder due to his military veteran status and numerous medals. Falcon is displeased, emphasizing the need for precision in their operations, and warns Randall to send the right person next time. He mentions a new client seeking another target for assassination. Nat sits in a bar with Chance, regrets not being there for her father, and wishes she had expressed love to him. Chance comforts her, sharing his understanding of the difficulties of asking for help when homeless. He explains he's been in similar situations himself. Falcon and Pick dig into Chance's background and discover his Marine service, where he was awarded a Silver Star. But because he stood against a superior involved in the illegal opium trade, he was forced to retire early. They decide to intimidate Chance to keep him from interfering with their plans. Meanwhile, Chance investigates Douglas' case and notices only one of the 2 dog tags was found at the crime scene. He returns to the site, discovering the missing dog tag with an unusual hole. During his investigation, he's attacked by 2 men who warn him to stop digging into Douglas Binder's death. He defeats them but is arrested for trespassing. While in custody, he shares his findings with Mitchell and Nat, revealing the suspicious nature of Binder's death due to the dog tag. Mitchell agrees to conduct a new autopsy based on this evidence. Nat advises Chance to seek medical attention for his injuries, but he refuses, saying he dislikes doctors. Randall manipulates Elijah by paying him $100 to sign a form declaring he has no one to look for him. Elijah becomes the target of a new client, Mr. Zenon, who is involved in Falcon and Pick's sinister scheme. Working with Falcon and Pick, Randall recruits a homeless man for this dangerous game, where wealthy individuals pay $500,000 to hunt humans. Dr. Morton is complicit, handling the autopsies of the victims. Zenon is content with the arrangement and promises to transfer the money before leaving. Chance confronts Randall, using intimidation to force him to reveal the truth behind Binder's death. Under stress, Randall spills the details about the gang involved. Meanwhile, Michael insists on another autopsy and threatens Dr. Morton with a court order. Falcon learns of this and visits Morton. He catches Morton burning medical records, and as they converse, Pick shoots Morton dead when the doorbell rings. Falcon decides they'll conduct one final hunt in New Orleans before relocating to Eastern Europe to operate under a lower profile due to rising police attention. At the same time, Elijah waits for Randall when Falcon and Pick arrive. They present him with a bag containing $10,000 and propose a dangerous game with simple rules. If Elijah can reach the river, he'll get to keep the money, transforming his life and regaining his dignity. The client arrives armed, and Elijah is given a 5-minute head start. With the money bag strapped to him, Elijah begins his sprint. While fleeing, Elijah takes cover in a cemetery, where Mr. Zenon shoots him, causing a wound. Zenon, however, can't bring himself to finish the job and leaves Elijah wounded. Falcon is outraged by Zenon's hesitation. Elijah resumes running and hides behind a grave. When Zenon approaches, Elijah takes his gun and shoots him. Falcon arrives, finishes Zenon, and then pursues Elijah, who manages to reach a public road, begging strangers for help. Unfortunately, people treat him with indifference and disrespect, leading to humiliation. Elijah gives up and stands still, accepting his fate. Pick shoots him dead. The following morning, the police arrive to collect Elijah's body. Chance explains to Mitchell that Elijah was working in the explicit newspaper scheme. They head to Randall's place, but Pick arrives first and kills Randall. Chance, Mitchell, and Nat arrive, discovering Randall's body. Pick and his men engage in a gunfight with Chance and Nat. During the confrontation, Michael is killed. Chance seizes a gun from Mitchell, eliminates Pick's men, and even shoots Pick, who manages to make it out alive. Chance takes a motorcycle from one of the bad guys, and he and Nat speed away, with Pick chasing them. They reach a high road, and Chance helps Nat get off. He turns back, jumps over an approaching SUV, and lands behind it. He shoots the SUV's gas tank, causing it to explode. Even though Falcon's group is still after them, Chance and Nat escape. They jump off the overpass and land in a moving train's cargo car. Falcon tells Pick that they will continue chasing Chance through the bayou and asks Pick to gather more men to help them. They announce a reward of $750,000 to anyone who captures Chance, and the men start searching for him in the muddy area. Chance and Nat encounter a snake, and Chance leaves it as a surprise for their pursuers. One of the men falls into the trap and gets bitten by the snake, leading to his death. Falcon shoots the snake and urges the others to hurry. Chance and Nat evade their pursuers and find refuge in Chance's uncle's hut in the marshy region. His uncle, a cheerful man who makes whiskey and alcohol, welcomes Chance and tends to his injuries. Chance asks for a gun, and his uncle gives him a rusty, dusty firearm. Chance leaves Nat at his uncle's place and sets off on his horse to continue his pursuit of the men. The pursuers arrive at the hut and cause chaos by firing at everything. Uncle Duvet shoots an arrow, which narrowly misses Falcon but hits the intended target, triggering an explosion due to the stored alcohol. The hut catches fire rapidly. Uncle Duvet emerges on his horse, firing at the men. Falcon stops his men from shooting at Uncle, emphasizing that Chance is their primary target, and diverting their attention would reduce their chances of capturing him. Pick proposes using an airplane to target Chance from the air, but Falcon rejects the idea, preferring Chance to be shot from the ground. Pick locates Chance on his horse and instructs two men to shoot at him. Chance changes direction, heading into the inner marsh where the helicopter can't easily follow. However, they persist in pursuing and shooting at him. Pick fires at the horse, causing Chance to fall off his horse and flee on foot. Pick returns to Falcon by helicopter and drives with him to Chance's location. Chance leads them to the Mardi Gras graveyard, an abandoned factory where Mardi Gras parade floats are stored. The men gear up, readying for a confrontation with Chance. It's an overwhelming force against a single man. Chance waits in ambush until one of the men enters. He shoots a petrol can, causing it to explode and engulf a motorcycle and its rider in flames. Uncle Duvet instructs Nat to find a payphone and inform the sheriff. He goes to help Chance. Considering the situation under control, Falcon believes Chance is trapped, injured, and outnumbered. The men chase Chance, but he leads them into a room filled with mannequins and circus items. He cleverly uses them to his advantage, shooting and starting a fire that takes out several men. Uncle Duvet and Nat reach the warehouse. Duvet outlines his plan to use arrows to eliminate everyone except Chance. Inside, both Chance and Uncle Duvet exhibit impressive skills. Nat grabs a gun and shoots a man, holding onto the gun despite Uncle Duvet's request. Uncle Duvet gets shot in the knee, and Nat tosses her gun to Chance. He catches it and takes down the remaining men. Chance faces off against Pick, engaging in a one-on-one battle. The two skilled fighters employ similar tactics of hiding and shooting. After a prolonged struggle, Chance manages to shoot and kill Pick, also disarming a grenade Pick was about to throw. Falcon discovers Pick's lifeless body, closes his eyes, and lets out a furious scream. Falcon then physically enters the fight, attempting to shoot Chance, who skillfully dodges the bullets. A tense standoff ensues, with Falcon becoming increasingly agitated. Falcon goes hysterical, telling Chance that he can't kill him. There is no country in the world where Falcon hasn't used a bullet, saying he is the winner here. Chance surprises Falcon, shooting him in the shoulder. Falcon retaliates by using one of Uncle Duvet's arrows to stab Duvet and then grabs Nat by her hair, dragging her towards him, raising Chance's concerns for her safety. Nat urges Chance to shoot Falcon without hesitation and not to prioritize her safety over Falcon's life. But Chance hesitates, lowering his gun. Falcon questions Chance's involvement since he has no connection to Nat or her father. Chance calmly responds that even people with little money can get caught up in unexpected situations. A brutal hand-to-hand brawl ensues between Chance and Falcon, lasting several minutes. Ultimately, Chance manages to use a grenade to finish Falcon. He shoves the live grenade down Falcon's pants and headbutts him away. Falcon removes the grenade's fuse, but detonates before he can fully disarm it, resulting in his death.
Finally, Chance, Nat, and Duvet regroup, checking on Duvet's condition, who was saved from the fatal attack by the bottle of alcohol he had hidden under his clothes, and the trio make their exit together, leaving the warehouse behind.